This is a play sequence between my older dog Brandon and my younger dog Lawrence. It's a wrestling game, and you'll hear plenty of clanging of jaws, but there is no aggression throughout. The jaws are floppy and relaxed, and all the body language points to consensual play. Throughout the whole of this little sequence, you can see Lawrence uses a range of signals, including putting his shoulder to the floor. He's positioning his body lower to try and invite play. It's a stylised play bow. He also uses lookaways, where he deliberately turns his body and looks away from Brandon to pause or slow the game. He uses lots of little puppy sneezes and snorts, which are almost like a child giggling or chuckling to show his pleasure. He also uses the shake-off, where Brandon has in fact gone too far for him, and he uses the shake-off to just come down a little bit where he's been a bit overstimulated or stressed. The play snorts are quite hard to hear, so I have tried to put a text overlay on for some of them just to show you where they are. But it is interesting when you watch this, you can see how very much it is Lawrence's game. He is the one keeping it going, really giving all the regulating signals to show how much he wants to play. And, you know, by way of history in all of this, these two have lived together for 4.5 years now. They know each other very, very well, but Lawrence is far more into playing than Brandon has ever been. So it is no surprise that as the more playful dog, he is the one keeping that game going. Dogs quite often use their height in a game or in a social encounter to show who has dominance in that moment, and so Lawrence is very clearly keeping himself in a lower position than Brandon. This little sequence is one of the only bits that is truly Brandon's bit of the game. He uses a lip lick and some ear licking, some grooming behaviours. But Lawrence can't tolerate it, stands up, tongue flicks there, and then you see a look away from Brandon there, and another tongue flick from him, just as they negotiate how to continue the game. And then they're up and off, more wrestling in that usual style where Lawrence is using a combination of the shoulder down and lookaways to regulate the game. Brandon is coming up to 11, so it's no surprise that he tires of all of this slightly more quickly than Lawrence does. He's also, I think, watching this back through, he's less socially skilled. He is less interested in the play. Very, very good at diffusing an argument is our Brandon, but less good at continuing the play. So you'll see as we get towards the end of this, he is tiring of the game. And Lawrence works even harder to keep it going. It's one of the only times you see Brandon almost in a play bow there as he's keeping the game going. But it really is Lawrence who's working at keeping the game going. As the game draws to the close, you'll see Brandon is using some sniffing, which is unusual in the game. Lawrence has no time for that, and then Brandon comes over to me, in fact, to end the game. Look, I'm with Mum now. And then he shakes off. Lawrence tries to keep it going with a bit of grooming, but Brandon says quite firmly, "Yeah, I'm all done," and he sits down to end the game. This picture from the course notes is showing a play bow. It is Lawrence, the young dog, trying to keep the game going, while Brandon's flicking his tongue out, just showing that he just needs a moment to recover himself. So no aggression, and you can see the play bow. The dog has a rounded back. There's softness to the body language. Dogs showing aggression tend to have a very stiff, straight look to their back. Watching dog body language at full speed is hard. So if you get the chance, I can't recommend enough taking some video of your dog in a situation where perhaps you think they might be a little bit stressed or unfocused, and then watching it back at quarter speed. Now this is half speed, and even at half speed there is so much going on that it can be difficult to really read the situation. So it's really well worth it, and most modern smartphones would give that facility. And I think this sequence at reduced speed, such a short excerpt, there are so many signals of negotiation between the two dogs, who are, as I've said, adult, mature dogs using quite sophisticated body language in their game.